It's not a fancy flat, just the dusty upstairs bit of a small boutique. Its 2 windows are as drab as the boutique's one is decorous. But number 347A, Leyland Lane, Leyland in Lancashire, is definitely different. It's got 1 bedroom with bed and steam paddle tug, 1 bathroom with hot and cold running water, a Reliant car engine and prow of luxury steam yacht. 1 living room with 17th century British Manor War and remainder of said luxury steam yacht. And 1 cupboard-cum-kitchen, out of which Bill Wilkinson emerges to begin his daily labour of love. Visitors to Bill's humble abode, if they can squeeze in, find themselves all at sea. For this Englishman's home isn't so much his castle as his dry dock. Model maker Bill has been building ships in his flat for over 10 years, and by comparison, building them in a bottle would be child's play. The hobby started off modestly enough, but like Topsy, it growed and growed. His latest maritime masterpiece, a 25-foot scale model of the luxury steam yacht Corsair, takes up so much room there isn't space to swing a cat-o'-nine-tails. What do you do when you have company, Bill?
I don't have any company.
You don't bother?
I don't bother with company. There's no company to put up with this lot for starters.
The ship that's been sharing Bill's life and fireplace for longest is the Manor War. The kind of vessel that once singed the King of Spain's beard would be in grave danger of being singed itself if Bill were to switch on his 2-bar electric fire. But the fire stays off, and in winter, Bill shivers for his timbers. Have you been able to calculate how many man-hours have gone into that?
About 20,000, I should think. A long time.
That's your kitchenette?
That's my kitchenette when I do my cooking domestics.
Or should we call it the galley?
Call the galley if you like, yeah.
And in here?
That is the bedroom.
Can we have a look? Let's see how you get around there.
Yeah. You take that way.
I'll take this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I better put the things back.
It's a fairly strong bit of wood, that.
Oh, it's all right.
Bill?
Yeah. It's okay.
And this is the bedroom.
You're making heavy weather of it, mister.
Well, I'm a bit of a landlubber, you see. I'm not used to this kind of thing. The steam paddle tug, a scale model of the Tyne tug the Chieftain, was started 3 years ago. Bill, who'd worked as a driver on buses and lorries and as a vintage car restorer, had been made redundant. He's still out of work, living on £26 a week social security, and at 53 sees little prospect of finding another job. Bill, a bachelor, makes the models to occupy his mind and reckons he would have been round the bend and up the creek without his paddle tug. And what have we got next round here? I have to climb again, I think, haven't I? The ship that's really taken over Bill's life and flat is the Corsair. Having built the tug as a working model, he figured, logically enough, that any self-respecting tug ought to have something to tow. Bill's not given to dewy-eyed romanticism. He chose the Corsair, not for its luxury, its opulence, or its history, but because when it was finished, it would be the right width.
And it had dimensions of sufficient to allow it to go through the window.
Now, how wide is your window?
It is 35 inches.
Exactly.
Yes.
And how wide is the yacht?
It is 31.5 or 31.5 inches.
31.5. So you've actually got 3.5 inches.
Quite a few, yes. Quite.
You're absolutely sure about that?
There is the tape measure behind it.
So you found a boat with exactly the right width. But what about the length?
Well, that sort of crept up on me. It sort of grew as it sort of was drawn out. I tried to draw it on the paper and give up and started on the floor. So I just ran out, and as it ran out in the bathroom, I was sort of half giving up. But as already once committed, you have a go. So.
But how did you feel when it started to creep into the bathroom?
As I say, I was committed then. I built one half of it. I couldn't sort of leave a half a boat. So I just carried on.
But I see you've had to make 1 or 2 not-so-fancy alterations to the flat.
Well, this was my own
bookshelf.
My own cupboard structures, which I hammered out to accommodate the bridge.
So it was either the bridge or the bookshelf,
Well, the bookshelf lost out.
Yes. The bookshelf lost out.
Yes.
Now the door jamb I see of the bathroom there, in fact both door jambs, they've had to be slightly widened.
Oh yes, but they could be put back. I have the pieces.
So it's back out into the sitting room proper again. There could not be a bigger contrast between Bill Wilkinson's circumstances and those of the man who built the original Corsair. He was the fabulously wealthy American businessman John Pierpont Morgan. The new Corsair's owner finds himself as poor as J.P. Morgan was rich, but the bedsit sailor feels no envy.
I'm a product of my age, he was a product of his. He happened to be born with it, I wasn't, that's all. But I don't know resentment against that style at all. If they made it like they could it, or like they were allowed to in those days, it seems, if you just happened to be there, you got it, that's your good luck.
If Bill remains out of work, he reckons he can finish the Corsair in 18 months. If he finds a job, it'll take 10 years, working evenings and weekends. But there is one small favour J.P. Morgan could do for his fellow shipmate, assuming he's got some influence in the great boardroom in the sky. He could fix it for Bill to get a lorry driver's job just before the grand launching into Leyland Lane.
A job would be ideal, coming at the end of this, really, because then I would probably borrow the firm's lorry, if I drove a lorry or something, and it would be equally, I could take it in 2 halves, join it up on the lake and sail it, because it would suit water. It was the most elegant yacht of its time, I should think. I hope that the model looks the same, which is a good model if it does.